Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to start our lesson on graphing inequalities. Inequalities are less than or greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. Our first example is a less than. So a less than sign looks like this. So our first example is going to be x is less than 1. So that means over here on the graph, we need some numbers. And so I am going to get this a little bit closer. -2, space. Why are we not spacing? Because I need a text box. -1, 0. Oops, let's get that 0 over there a little farther. 1, 2, 3, space bar, 4. Okay, so now we have our number line filled out and something's going to happen at 1. So I'm going to draw a circle around number 1. X is less than 1. That would be 0. 0 is less than 1 and -1 is less than 1 and -2 is less than 1. But it doesn't just include the whole numbers. It includes all the fractions and decimals in between here, like 2/3 and 0.5 and 0.8 and negative 0.7 and -3/2. All of these, oops, okay, I wanted to fix that, so I'm going to push Control Z on my keyboard because I want a line right here. All of these numbers that are less than 1, that are to the left on the number line, all of these numbers are less than 1. It does not include 1. That's what the open circle means. It includes 0.9, it includes 0.9999, but it does not include 1. 1 is not part of your answer. So I'm going to make another equation and I'm going to write the less than sign down right here. Less than sign points to the left. And text box, a less than sign always has an open circle because it does not include this number 1. It does not include the number. I hit the wrong thing. Open circle with a less than sign. Less than points to the left. If you have your equation written properly, you should have variable first, then the inequality sign, and then the number. That's the correct form. The variable should be on the left. Sometimes it's not good form, but sometimes you see it written backwards. If the 1 comes first, then 1 would be greater. 1 is greater than x, 1 is greater than all this number. Sometimes you see it written like this, but this is Control Z. I wanted to make let's do a rectangle. This is not good form. But since sometimes it's written like that, I wanted to mention that to you. If it's written in this form, you need to change it to the correct form. So, what does it mean to be less than or equal to? Well, the symbol for less than or equal to, less than points to the left. This would be the symbol for less than or equal to. So, let's see. Our example that we want to do here is x is less than or equal to the number 2. So, at the number 2, I am going to draw now this is, oops, I didn't go far enough on my graph. I'm going to need to add another number over here. I want this to be at 2. So I just added another number on my number line. Okay, and so x is less than or equal to 2. If it's or equal to, that means it could be including 2. So this circle needs to be colored in. This needs to be what's called a closed circle. And all of these numbers less than 2 are part of my answer set. All of these numbers less than 2 are part of my answer. -1 is less than 2, and 0 is less than 2. And all of these numbers, including the whole numbers and the decimal numbers and the fractions. Okay. When we have an or equal to, we will have a closed circle. The circle will be colored in when you have or equal to. Greater than. Our next symbol is greater than. Greater than is this one. This does not include the or equal to. Greater than. So our example that we want to use is x is greater than -3. So that means that I am going to draw a circle at -3. It doesn't say or equal to, so this is going to be an open circle, and we're going to color in line. We're going to color in everything this way. So if you have your equation written properly so that the variable comes first, then this arrow right here tells you which way to go on the number line. This points to the right and this over here points to the right, and so it's this part of the number line. Text box. If you do not have an or equal to, this one will have an open circle. So next we have a greater than or equal to sign. That's what the symbol looks like. And down here for my example, we're going to have x is greater than or equal to 10. Now over here on my number line, I got lazy. I didn't put in all of the numbers. I just put in the number 10 because that's the number that I'm interested in. And so at the number 10, I'm going to have a circle. Uh, this says or equal to. This says or equal to, so I am going to get my drawing tool and color in my circle. That includes 10 as part of the answer. And now I'm going to get my shape, and this tells me that I am going to go to the right. This is pointing to the right. This is pointing to the right. This point, this direction on my circle. Now, that is only if this is written in the proper form where x comes first, and so then this tells me to go to the right from 10. The or equal to tells me that I need a closed circle at 10. Occasionally, you will see this written what I consider to be incorrect. Sometimes you will see it written backwards, and so instead of having the variable come first, if it's backwards where the 10 comes first, that means the same thing, but it's not in good form. And so that means the same thing if you have drawing shapes, rectangle. This is not in good form. If you have this form, you should turn it around. If you turn it around, you turn the X around, you turn the 10 around, and you also turn the sign around. So if you should have a inequality given to you with the number first, you should turn it around so that it would be in correct form. So we have one more example. Uh, Equation. So let me see. I want this symbol. This is the not equal to symbol. So what if x is not equal to 5? That means that I want all the numbers except -5, not including -5. And so shapes, as you can see, I was lazy on my number line over here, and I did not include all of the numbers. And so shapes, I'm going to make a line. The circle means that the 5 is not included, but I want all of these other numbers going to the left, and I want all of these other numbers going going this way. That wasn't a very straight line. Let's see if I can drawing, no, shapes, line, going this way. This text box will have a open circle because the 5 is not included. Less than points to the left and has an open circle. Greater than points to the right and has an open circle. You have closed circles when you have the or equal to. Please continue with your assignment.